Flying Dutchman, a 5'10" sophomore from Lansing, number 2, Marcus Warman. Albion College is coached by Jody May. Hope College is coached by Greg Mitchell. Your officials this evening, Kyle Bowen, Lars Murray, and Shanier Trice.
And we're back to Voss Fieldhouse for this MIAA quarterfinal between the Hope College Flying Dutchmen and the Albion College Britons. Paul Willard.
Yes, sir.
This is the third time in a month these two teams have played.
Yeah, exactly.
And the second time in 3 days.
Yeah, and you and I had the privilege of calling that first game here at DeVos Fieldhouse as a doubleheader matchup with the women's team and the men's teams both squaring off against Albion. Both men's and women's teams coming away with a victory there. Hope most recently 3 days ago on the road down in Albion, Michigan, coming away with the victory as well. So we'll see what happens here. This is an MIAA tournament. Anything can happen. It's win or go home.
Yep. And Nate Childers with a great start, hitting the 3 from the wing. And Albion is up 3-0. Warman brings the ball up the court. Finds Clayton Dykehouse. Hovey drives, nice little spin move, reverse with the left hand. That's a great finish.
Yeah.
At this point in the season, are you still a freshman, Paul Willard?
That's exactly right. Parker Hovey making the case for why he deserves to be a starter for all 4 years here at Hope College with that type of move. Albion looking now to move the ball around the top here. Now at the foul line. Short little jump shot in and out. But I like that ball movement from Albion there. That was really, really nice. Inside, outside, dribble, drive, and a kick. Just unfortunate to not find the bottom of the bucket.
Gabe Cohen swings the ball to Hovey. Tanner Wingerink gets fouled, and the and one.
Yeah.
All season long, Tanner Wingerink has been driving down the lane with power, precision, and pace. And he finishes strong at the rim, and he'll head to the line to finish the old school three-point play.
Such an incredible testament to the work that Tanner Wingerink has put in, throughout his 4 years here at Hope College. He came in thin as a pencil, and he's bulked up in the weight room.
That's right.
And that, like his freshman year, he would not been able to have finished the play around the basket.
Yeah.
But he is bigger, he is stronger, and he's a much better basketball player now.
Affectionately called Twigs gives the Hope College Flying Dutchman a 5-3 lead. A nice little left-handed drive. Ball hangs up on the rim. It's a goaltending, and they're going to call defensive goaltending on that play. Couldn't see whose hand it was, but this game is tied early on, 5-5. Oh no, they're going to call offensive goaltending on that play.
Yeah,
actually, and it's going the other way.
A literal hand inside the cookie jar if the rim were a cookie jar.
That's right. Dykehouse gets himself in trouble into the lane. Dwayne Wright comes out with pace. Warman driving, but that is a great layup and finish by the freshman from North Farmington High School. There was a lot of speed coming down the court on that play.
And just incredible body control from Ray, too, to be aware of where Marcus Werman was in the chase down. And Ray just biding his time and waiting as we almost have another turnover here. Marcus Werman controlling now. Wingerink from deep, in and out. Parker Hovey going up, landing awkwardly. Oh, and a travel call now. I'm not entirely sure what happened there with Ray. It looked like Hovey maybe got his hand mixed in with Ray's, and then Ray was trying to take a step as he had yet to put the ball down on the court.
Yeah, so we're switching the shot clock here to 29 seconds. They called a travel on Hovey, actually. And so
that's a bit strange.
A couple interesting calls here in a row, a little bit sloppy start. And they did give him the 2 points, and the game is tied at 5-5.
There it is. Yes, sir.
Here we go. Back in action. Number 23, Cam Mays outside, and a nice little dump down to Jalen Flanagan, and he's unable to finish at the rim, and Hope comes the other way. Warman up at the top, finding Wingerink with the entry pass, and he misses Gabe Quillen down low. They've kind of had a two-man game all season. Those twin towers down there, one comes up to the three-point line, the other one gets the entry pass. But Hope looks a little sloppy here early on. They're going to need to clean it up. a number of turnovers in the early going, and it's a 5-5 game as Albion brings the ball down the court. Cam Mays finds A.J. Barden. Nice little drive by Mays. Barden with the lefty three, and that's down.
Wow. Beautiful looking ball movement there from Albion. Really nice looking 3-point there. And Albion is now up 7-5 here. But I just love what I saw from Albion there in terms of how they were able to really sell the ball inside for the easy kick out at the top of the key and buried it wide open.
Yeah, Albion comes into this game with a lot of confidence. Despite their losing record and the 6th seed in the MIAA, they played hope to just a 6-point game the last time they played on Saturday. And we'll see, with a great start. Barden with the block. Wiggering comes up with the ball, and he's fouled on the way up. And he's going to head, looks like, to the line for 2 to see if he can tie up this game.
Yeah, Hope, like you mentioned, playing a little sloppy right now, a little out of control. You're gonna want those guards to kind of control the pace here with Werman and Dykhouse. Both of them are capable of taking over the game and setting the pace for this game. And Albion coming out with speed, coming out with intensity, selling the dribble drives and for the easy kickouts, and they've gotten some easy buckets that way. And Hope on the offensive end has just been a little, I don't want to say out of control, but just a little bit not as contained as they usually are.
Yeah, a little discombobulated.
Sure. That's a great word. Thank you for the $10,000 word there.
I wanted to let you get to it. Oh my gosh, nice shot. Barden comes down with the rebound, and the lefty puts it in, and Albion's just kind of getting what they want at will, and Barden is intensely fired up at this point. You had saw just a minute ago Hovey and him having a conversation while Wiggering was shooting free throws. These two teams are two very tough competitors. Neither one likes to back down, and that's a foul by Jalen Flanagan on that play. But and Hope athletes know that whenever you play an Albion team, you're going to get 100% effort, you're going to get physicality and a lot of talent and skill. And so this is a good matchup here tonight.
Yeah, head coach Jody May, 16 years at Albion, a presence in the MIAA for a very long time, an excellent coach, always gets the most out of his players and always brings competitive teams to DeVos Fieldhouse.
That's right.
Whenever Albion makes the, 2-hour trek up here.
Devin Chaney into the game. He's replacing Gabe Quillen early on in this game. Tanner Wiggering kicked the second of 2 free throws, and it's a 9-9 game early going. Deontay Roberts, the freshman from Lansing, Michigan, into the game for the first time, running the point. A.J. Barton, and he gets fouled. We'll look to see who that's on. That's on Devin Chaney, recently inserted and picks up a foul. Got him in the body on the way up. And we're going to go to a timeout and head to our sponsors.
There is a school whose namesake is not a founder, not a historical figure, not a state, city, or physical landmark. It is named after an ideal, a virtue, a way of life. Its name is Hope.
And we're back to DeVos Fieldhouse. A good game early on here between Hope College. One of the things during the MIAA tournament is that we have media timeout.
Yeah.
So the game will every couple of minutes we have a time for teams under the 4-minute mark. So 16-12-8 for the first stoppage will go to a timeout, and that's what this is. And so AJ Barden will earn his way to the line, and the lefty, who has an early 4 points, will try to put Albion up at this point. And Paul, Albion's kind of had its way on the offensive end, getting what they like.
Yeah, they sure have. A lot of that has been thanks to that man at the free throw line right now, Mr. AJ Barden, who has really put in solid minutes so far, played the entire half, only 5 minutes gone, but he has contributed on both the offensive and defensive end, and I would expect him to be a force along with Cam Mays throughout the rest of this game here for the Britons.
He misses 2 at the line, and Clayton Dykehouse will come down the court. The lefty dribble finds Hovey to TJ McKenzie, the super sub, who finds his way into the game for the first time. Dykehouse dribbling out on the perimeter. Swings it to Wigerink. Quick move into the lane and draws another foul and head to the line for his 5th and 6th free throws.
Yeah.
And that foul will be on Cam Mays, and that is his 2nd foul in just the first 4 minutes and 28 seconds.
Yeah, Cam Mays not super happy about that one, but, Wigerink knowing full well that they're going to put a body on him. They're going to put an arm across his body every time he drives to the lane. And if he can get in and play physical, he's going to draw a foul almost every single time that he gets into the lane.
One of the things that's been phenomenal, that's a big word, phenomenal.
It's like a combination of phenomenal and abominable.
Oh, I like that one too.
There you go.
From Tanner all season has been when he catches that ball on the handoff, he just heads to the rim with reckless abandon. And it's just been amazing to watch. Watch him all season. It's something he's worked on. Is in some games he's been getting the calls. This one early on he has gotten himself to the free throw line. TJ McKenzie long on that little drive.
Yeah, just a little too strong there. McKenzie getting a bit ahead of himself. I don't think that he expected to be as close to the basket as he was when he ended up making that move. Sailed through the air there and put that one for an air ball. Albion fans kind of letting him have it here over my left shoulder. But I'll tell you what, these Albion fans travel faithfully and they travel hard here. Short 2-hour drive up from Albion, and they are loud in this facility tonight. A lot of that has to do with them banging their knees and feet on the bleachers here next to us. But credit to Albion for bringing the thunder right now.
Yeah, recent sub Curtis Rhodes will put the ball back into play. We also have Truman King, a guard, into the game, number 0. And Albion will miss that shot. Hope comes down to the rebound, and Justice Mims with a nice jump stop finds Wigerink, who swings it back to TJ, and he's off again. Hope is out of sorts early in this game, and Albion is really taking it to them. Hope lucky to be up at this point, 10-9.
Yeah, Albion is really putting the pressure on Hope defensively, especially with that down low presence in the paint. One of the things that Albion's doing is they're collapsing on Wigerink, on Quillen, and on Devin Chaney when they're in there. And Devin Chaney, you just saw it down the floor this past time out. He couldn't do anything but throw the ball back towards the middle of the paint, and it was intercepted by Albion.
Coach Mitchell for the Flying Dutchman brings in 2 subs to spell Wigerink and Chaney. Gabe Quillen back into the game, and Ben Wagar finds his first minute of the game. Albion also has Marco Lucchesi, number 14 in the game. TJ comes up with a steal. Nice drive and layup and finish. And now he's pumped up.
Yeah.
And when TJ McKenzie is playing with that on the defensive end, it gives him energy on the offensive end, and that's a nice sight to see for the Hope College Flying Dutchman fans.
TJ McKenzie, this is going to be a throwback here. TJ McKenzie reminds me of a Dennis Towns type of player.
Wow.
All hustle, all heart, intensity on the court, and brings the energy and can get the crowd into a game at the drop of a hat.
Oh, a wicked crossover from Dykehouse, who finds McKenzie, who's now in rhythm. And that foul is going to be called on the rebound. A hold. And that's going to be on number 0, Truman King, holding Gabe Quillen, as Gabe has a lot of size on King.
Maybe 6'1" versus 6'8".
Yeah, 7 or 8 inches.
Yeah.
And Hope will get the ball back. Mims takes the ball in. Hope looks to kind of get the ball around the perimeter and drive and kick. McKenzie early on is just shooting 1 for 4 at this point. Unable to knock down the threes.
Couple of wide open shots for McKenzie, though. High percentage looking shots. Not exactly offline by any stretch of the imagination. They look good when they release out of the hand. It's just not finding the bottom of the bucket right now.
Yeah, good offense, a little better offense from Hope in the last couple minutes. Just unable to finish at the rim on that drive by Justice Mims. The deep 3 is long by Ethan Woolery, the freshman from New Boston, Michigan, and Huron High School. And Warman gets into the paint, comes down with the offensive rebound. Wow. A little melee down in there.
I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure how Marcus Warman ended up with that ball in his hands.
Wagar for 3 off the backboard, and it doesn't go down.
I thought the bank was going to be open late on a Tuesday night in Holland.
We've seen that before from Ben Wagar, who has a high percentage three-point shot. But Deontay Roberts, the freshman from Waverly High School, comes back down the court and draws the foul. A.J. Barton back in the game. A.J. Barton playing with tenacity early in the game, and Coach May will be glad to have him back in the court, on the court. Roberts finds King on the wing, swings it to Curtis Rhodes. Rhodes with a nice little stutter step, but Gabe Quillen with initial good defense, but he's just unable to guard 2 players on that play.
Curtis Rhodes with a little Euro hop, I think we can call that. Little jump stop there.
Good call. Oh, and we got a double technical here. TJ McKenzie and Curtis Rhodes. Looks like they've been jawing at each other back and forth up and down the court. Offsetting technical fouls. There was no physical contact, really. I think it was just some words. I'm not sure what was said. Coach May is looking to figure out what was said, but those are personal fouls, and looks like Albion now has put Hope into the bonus on that play. So with 11:56 left in the half, Hope goes into the bonus, and Barton with a great steal finds Roberts, and Mims goes up high. He's saying he got all ball.
Wow.
But
I mean, that's a runaway dunk or a runaway layup.
Wow.
For Albion there, if Justice Mims doesn't make that hustle play.
Wow. And again, Paul Willard, we will head to a media timeout in this great game between Hope College and Albion College. 12-11 for the home team right now, but we'll head to a media timeout and be back in just a second.
My name is Meg Morehouse. I'm a senior this year, and I'm studying physical education and health.
It's no secret. The best way to learn about Hope College is to spend time on our campus. The Hope admissions team invites you to a personalized visit experience you won't forget. Located in downtown Holland, Michigan, our historic campus is close to shopping and dining and just 10 minutes from Lake Michigan. We invite you to check out our campus tour options or sign up for an online tour with the Hope Admissions Office. There's never been a better time to see Hope College. Visit us at hope.edu/admissions.
And we're back here back at DeVos Fieldhouse. 11:48 left in the first half in this 12-11 game. A little bit sloppy early on. Deontay Roberts, the freshman, finds himself at the line after getting fouled by Justin Mims, and Albion looks to take the lead after the media timeout.
Yeah, Deontay Roberts, true freshman out of Lansing Waverly High School in Lansing, Michigan. You know, you got to wonder if he and Marcus Werman ever crossed paths during their high school days. I'm sure that they did, as Marcus is a East Lansing product and a Waverly product in Deontay Roberts, excuse me. The referee taking one on the dome there. You got to watch out, Mr. Stripes. If you're not careful, that ball's going to get you.
Yeah, and Barden has been great on offense and on the defensive end of the court.
Absolutely.
Getting his hand in the passing lanes, even coming up with some steals early on. Gabe Quillen, nice little bat off the backboard. The jump ball will go Hope's way right now. Josh Decker gets on the court in his first minutes and gets down on the floor and earns Hope another 20 seconds on the shot clock. Mims swings it to Decker. The sniper from outside just misses on that. And he finds Mims.
Yeah, Hope can't keep shooting threes like that if they're going to stay at this low of a percentage for the evening. Got to find a way to clean that up, especially if they want to hang in this game, because Albion is bringing the pressure and bringing the fire pretty hot and heavy here.
Yep.
Oh, nice turnaround jumper there from Curtis Rhodes, the true freshman out of Warren, Michigan.
And we're back. Decker for another three, and that one is true.
There it is.
From the wing, and Hope takes a 15-14 lead. That's why he's in the game, Paul Willard.
Yeah.
For his sweet shooting stroke.
Josh Decker, the transfer from Kalamazoo. I believe his all-time three-point percentage at Kalamazoo was hovering right around 41 or 42% when he was with the Hornets. Down in Kalamazoo. Just a great little hustle play there. Nice scoop and score from Deontay Roberts. The freshman doing it all.
Yeah, Deontay Roberts earning his minutes tonight. He did not start this game, but he's got 3 points and been really active on this end. I'm not sure if that is a foul. Yes, it is at this point. So they're calling an offensive foul on Tanner Wiggering.
I think they got Wiggering with the push clearance, right, as he was pretty much wide open for that little rainbow pass over the top. And right, they got Wiggering with the push off there. So
Albion will bring the ball down the court. Roberts and Lucchesi on the point guard and wing position. Nice little driving kick. Warman gets in the passing line, goes behind his back. Oh, that was too pretty.
Too pretty, Mr. Margarone.
That's the only word to describe that. Rhodes with a little kind of fadeaway jumper that hits off the back rim, and Hope's coming the other way. Decker off the back rim. He shoots it again, in rhythm this time.
Oh.
Now he's 1 for 4 from the three-point line. A.J. Barden with the elbow.
Wow.
Into Gabe Quillen's face. The coaching staff for Hope is not happy about that at all, as Rhodes comes down and hits a three. And now Albion is up 18-17.
Yeah, you don't mind physical play every once in a while on the court here, but every now and then it can get a little bit out of hand.
Yep. Now Justice Mims hits the three from the corner, and this game...
Well, we've had a couple of threes traded back and forth here unexpectedly, as both teams were shooting pretty low percentage so far for the game. And now it's a 20-18 game all of a sudden, when just a few moments ago it felt like it was 12-9.
Yeah, 8:33 left in the first half. A very physical and hard-fought game. And Albion is looking to challenge Hope with their offensive prowess and their physicality down low.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Albion has really brought the physicality tonight. They know that Hope has a deep bench. They know that Hope likes to get out fast, especially the last game that you and I had the pleasure of calling together against Olivet. Hope got out really fast, had their offense clicking, and Albion, both on the men's and women's side of the coin, is known for their defensive pressure, known for their excellent defense and their stalwart ways of just bottling teams up and getting them out of their rhythm, and they've done that with Hope so far tonight, as we now have a tie game with 8:33 left, Matt. What an MIAA quarterfinal we have here.
Nate Childers hits the second of 2 free throws. Unsure what Albion's coaches were talking to the referees about that, but the ball gets kicked to Tanner Wigerink, and the ball ends up again in Deontay Roberts' hand, who brings the ball down the court with pace. And now this time, Nate Childers steps on the sideline.
Jalen Flanagan checking into the game, back into the game, excuse me, for the Britons here. The junior out of Troy, Michigan.
Clayton Dykehouse back into the game, the 5th-year senior from local Zeeland East, Michigan, running the offense. Hovey again back into the game. He started out strong with the spin move. This time, Jalen Flanagan gets called for the foul, and because that's the 8th foul, he'll head to the free throw line, but not until after the media timeout, because we're under 8 minutes. We'll be back in just a minute from the Hope Broadcasting Network.
A smile.
It's no secret. The best way to learn about Hope College is to spend time on our campus. The Hope admissions team invites you to a personalized visit experience you won't forget. Located in downtown Holland, Michigan, our historic campus is close to shopping and dining and just 10 minutes from Lake Michigan. We invite you to check out our campus tour options or sign up for an online tour with the Hope admissions office. There's never been a better time to see Hope College. Visit us at hope.edu/admissions.
2020 score of this MIAA quarterfinal here from Holland, Michigan. I'm Matt Margarone. This is Paul Willard, your broadcasting team for the night. This is the 3rd matchup between the number 3 seeded Hope College Flying Dutchman and the number 6 seeded Albion Britons. Parker Hovey finds his way at the line in a 1-and-1, and he misses the first. Wigerink with a nice tap, but Roberts comes in, gets the steal, and now Hovey gets called for a foul, and Albion finds its way into the bonus.
Yeah.
And will head to the line for the 1-and-1. This has been a tightly called game at this point, but it's also been a physical game.
Yeah.
So probably wise for the refs at this point to keep the game kind of in hand. There's been 2 technicals at this point. These are 2 really competitive teams, and so probably wise at this point of the refs to call it the way they have, and we'll see if that loosens up as the game goes on in the second half.
And like we said, this is win or go home, right? You know, the MIAA, either because of strength of schedule or because of how competitive it actually is, a lot of teams who finish 2nd and 3rd don't get at-large bids into the tournament. So unfortunately, really from the men's side of the coin, the only way that an MIAA team is going to get into the tournament is if they win the tournament championship.
Yeah, and Jalen Flanagan comes down and looks like he landed on Tanner Wingering's ankle, and he limps his way across half court. Deontay Roberts gets called for the foul, and Clayton Dykehouse will head to the line again in the bonus. And this half has been a slow, plodding half because of all the stoppages of play, media timeouts.
Yeah, excellent physical defense, though, from Roberts. And
that's
you
right.
know, Clayton Dykehouse, cool as a cucumber, unbothered by the entire situation.
And we're tying shoe stoppage from Flanagan.
That's a new one.
Well, he had rolled his ankle,
Yeah,
so I think
definitely.
what was happening was he's trying to tighten that, you know, so as that swells, he can play through it. Dykehouse hits the first of
Shooter's
two.
bounce on that one for Clayton Dykehouse. He doesn't miss very often. I think a career 80-some-odd% from the charity stripe for Mr. Dykehouse.
The phenomenal fifth-year senior and leader on this campus misses the second as Flanagan comes down with the ball. Roberts slowly calls out the play as Dykehouse gets in the defensive stance. That ball finds its way, a nice little back cut, and that's a play that's drawn up in practice.
That's really
and
pretty.
Finds its way into this quarterfinal game for Albion in a big moment to take the lead. Decker now at the logo, finds McKenzie on the wing. And Albion again gets their hand in the passing lane. Coach Mitchell is not going to be pleased with all the turnovers. And another foul as Albion Flanagan takes it hard to the rim. And Paul, you got to give Albion credit on their defensive pressure is creating getting them out into transition, and Hope's defense has not been able to get set, and they're finding their way to the free throw line.
Well, you know, what's really interesting, too, is that Albion, when they're coming down the floor and they're controlling the pace and they're not trying to run, you know, get on a quick run out, Albion slows the pace down quite a bit. They don't take the ball up to the court with pace on just a normal trip down the floor. Now, they will when they have that turnover situation and they're trying to get down a little bit quicker, but Albion's pace normally, they like to slow things down. They want to make Hope play at their pace for the rest of this game because they know Hope has the bench to do it, like I was saying earlier. Hope has the bench to run them off of the court, and they're going to try to keep Hope at bay in terms of their speed and physicality.
And Hope just hasn't been able to get in a rhythm on offense, and Coach Mitchell brings Warman back into the game, Justice Mims and Gabe Quillen, to see if they can get into an offensive rhythm. And Mims catches the ball on that wing, takes a little hop step before the dribble, and is called for the travel. Albion's defense has got to be given a ton of credit as Hope just cannot find its rhythm here in the early going of this first half. A totally different game than the last home game we called against Olivet.
Sure.
And you could say Olivet was the last place team in the league, but Olivet came off a win against the Trine Thunder, the #1 seed in the MIAA. A double-digit lead, and Hope was playing with confidence, precision, speed. And tonight, Albion's defense has just gotten them out of rhythm a little bit. And Roberts again gets called on the reach. And now Dykehouse will head to the line.
I'm not a professional lip reader, but as Roberts was coming over toward this, I could hear or see him say, "I got all ball," which he felt like he did, but there was a little bit too much body contact there as Dykehouse was trying to get a run out and just got bumped off the ball there. So now Roberts is going to take a seat on the bench, and we've got number 11, Dwayne Ray, the true freshman from North Farmington, coming into the game now.
Yeah, and actually Ray started the game, and Roberts has played most of this first half. So they have complete confidence in Ray as he brings this ball up the court, even though he's a freshman. The freshman now finds Rhodes on the wing. Oh, Hovey with the steal. Lucchesi comes down, and he does get all ball.
Wow, great defensive play by Lucchesi. Parker was looking to slow it up and maybe draw the foul or something. You almost wish Hovey would have taken a full head of steam to the bucket and gotten the easy layup, because he allowed Lucchesi to come back in and swipe that ball right out of his hands. It remains Hope ball on the inbound here, but an excellent defensive play from Lucchesi.
Yeah, and those are like game-winning plays. Those are things that don't necessarily show up in the stat sheet, but those are plays that earn you what just happened.
Yeah.
No 2 points on that possession, and now Albion heads to the other end in a 23-23 game and will shoot free throws.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. Hope's been in the bonus, single bonus earlier on in this contest with I think about 12 minutes left.
That's right.
If I'm not mistaken. Albion just recently going into the single bonus now over the past 5 minutes or so, 3 or 4 minutes maybe. But we've got A.J. Barden at the line shooting the 1-and-1.
Yeah, an interesting game here, Paul Willard.
Yeah.
23-23. It's almost being played at a turtle's pace because of the stoppages, because of kind of the rhythm of the game, the fouls, the physicality, the turnovers. Now Warman from the corner for 3, and that is off. But Albion, this plays into their hands in this game. And this is going to be a grinded out type of game. And Dykhouse comes away. And this game is going to come down to who is able to beat the other team's defense and make game-winning shots in big moments. Ray back on the ball. He drives against Dykhouse, and that ball is stolen again. Warman looks to Hovey driving, and he takes it himself, but he'll get fouled. Oh, and Rhodes just pushes Hovey.
Yeah, the refs are going to have to get control here. We've got a little bit pushing and shoving going on here. We've got a physical game. When Hovey was coming down the court, he was getting body bumped the entire time here. I saw it the whole way. And then as he finished, as Warman was trying to finish around the basket there, the little extracurricular here. Referees say, both to your corners, please. Coaches,
I haven't seen
calm
this
everybody
before,
down. Yeah.
And the refs are kind of having a little conversation. It's interesting because Rhodes got called for that, and we'll listen to what's happened. Yeah, exactly what I thought. So we got a personal foul coming down the court, and then a technical foul on Curtis Rhodes, which is actually his second technical foul. And Rhodes is a great player for Albion, and that'll be disappointing and frustrating for Coach May, as well as Rhodes. And I think
that's going to do it for Mr. Rhodes then, right? 2 technicals and you're out. Is that still?
I believe so. He's going to have to head to the bench. In a pretty unfortunate situation, Warman will find himself at the line as both teams are behind half court.
And I appreciate the referees stepping in here. You never want to see a game get chippy and physical in the way that it is, but at the same time, the refs have to exact some form of control over this contest here before it gets too physical. And we've got Marcus Warman shooting 2 at the line here as this game is tied 23-23.
Yeah, the air taken out of the gym a little bit. Yeah. But Warman kind of relieves the pressure here by hitting the first of those free throws. Rhodes actually had to leave the bench and head to the locker room, which is a tough situation for him. And you can see kind of the emotion on his face as he walked off. A battler, and he was actually having a really, really great game. And at that moment, the emotions just got the best of him, and I'm sure he will play another day as the freshman, 6'4", will have a great career ahead of him here at Albion. But for tonight, his night is done, and now Clayton Dykhouse heads to the line. He misses 2.
Incredibly rare for Clayton Dykehouse to miss both free throws at the line like that.
Yeah, and now Hope just extends its lead by 2, even though they had a chance to do 4 or more on that possession. Barden with a nice little spin move, and he travels on the spin move.
If that's James Harden, the ref says that's a good bucket. But A.J. Barden, unfortunately, even though your name rhymes with James Harden, you can't get that James Harden-like call, buddy. Sorry about that.
Yeah, an incredibly athletic finish.
Oh, for
disappointing, unable to complete that. And now Hovey goes up with a great move. Lucchesi finds his way, or actually that was number 22. Nate Childers finds his way on the ground. Hovey was open and tried to dump it down, but Gabe Quillen looks up for the rebound. And again, that's another turnover.
My side career as a professional lip reader. Oh, nice little slip screen there for Barden. I believe Gabe Quillen said, was that for me?
Right. He had already looked up for the rebound as Barden finishes, and the game is tied. Hovey with another spin move, and now he goes up, gets his own rebound, and finishes at the rim. Strength and power on that play
by Parker Hovey.
Under 4 minutes, and we will head to a media timeout in this closely contested game here from Hope College and the Hope Broadcasting Network.
In a Hope Forward model, every student who comes through the doors of Hope College would have their tuition 100% covered.
Back to DeVos Fieldhouse, a 27-25 lead in this physical, foul-heavy affair.
Yeah. Wow.
Early in the game, we were just watching replays during the break, Paul Willard, and every time down the court, these two teams are talking to each other, competing, grabbing arms, jerseys. It's just been one of those games. It's a Hope Albion game. What do you expect?
That's exactly right. Parker Hovey finishes the old-fashioned three-point play, but you're absolutely right, Matt. One of the things that has been happening is, as the game has worn on in this first half, the intensity has gone up, the physicality has gone up. Albion is still looking to make Hope play at their pace and control the pace of the game here. But, the referees thankfully stepping in before things got too physical and too out of hand here. And both teams, really, it's a giant slugfest right now. And whoever has the stamina to go both quarters is going to be the one that walks away with the victory here.
Lucchesi with an incredible right-leaning shot with the left hand, kind of created space and finishes, and he pulls Albion within 1. This game has not been more than 3 points difference so far in this first half, as both teams struggling to create a little space with the other. Gabe Quillen with the footwork and is unable to finish that at the rim.
Really great spin move from Quillen there. I thought that he was going to try to get that one to fall. And just unfortunate, put it up a little too strong there. And that's kind of been the game that Hope has played so far in this contest here, is that they get down, they get a couple of good-looking shots, they put it up too strong, they're hustling their shots maybe a little bit too quickly, trying to move the ball maybe a little too quickly, not taking their time, not trying to float it,
Yeah.
Gabe Quillen normally just floats that ball right in. He's got such a soft touch around the rim. And he's just, Hope's just trying to put it up too strong, it seems.
Yeah, Coach Mitchell getting Parker Hovey a break. Probably a smart move at this point, as he has found himself in the middle of a couple altercations.
Sure.
And seems like the intensity is building up, and he wants to give him a little moment, as the refs looked at him and said, that was almost a technical foul on that play, hitting at the ball after the play. And it's a 28-28 game with 2.5 minutes left here, as Warman with the little step back jump shot over
Warman
shoulders.
selling that jab step drive a little bit, just in the right amount to get his defender off balance, stopping, bringing it back, and popping up for the easy two.
They are going to call a foul on Ben Wagar as Lucchesi tries to cut to the rim, and Wagar was holding him, which is why Lucchesi was unable to get that pass, and so he'll head to the free throw line. And although it wasn't on the shot, we are in the double bonus, and it feels like this game is going at a turtle's pace.
Yeah.
I mean, slow, methodical free throws. And Lucchesi heads to the line to try and tie the game. Hits the first of two to cut the lead to 1.
Lucchesi, the lefty, from Ann Arbor, Michigan, went to Dexter High School. Looking to even the score now as Hope leads 30-20 now 30-30.
And the refs will have another meeting in the middle as conversations are going on between both teams. Coach Mitchell had a little curiosity on this kind of collaboration. They are correcting the foul from earlier and giving it to Ben Wagar, and that is the right call.
Who did they give it to originally? I didn't even see.
Yeah, I didn't see originally, but they're switching it to Wagar.
Okay.
And he will have his first. Not in a game like this, who gets the foul at the end could be important.
Yeah.
Because guys could be fouled out of this game.
Well, I can't even. We'll take a look at the stats at the break, of course. But I mean, for both teams to be in the double bonus with about 4.5 minutes left, that says a lot about the number of fouls that have been called in this game so far.
Nice little cut from Warman, who goes up with the left, and he's fouled. And it feels like about 8 seconds go off the clock each time between fouls here.
Yeah.
But Warman will head to the line for 2.
Yeah, this has, the media timeouts, you add that in for the MIAA games that we have going on here. A little bit different atmosphere than we normally have for normal Hope games. But also, this first half has felt like it's gone on for about 90 minutes here. Just because of the stoppages of play, because of the fouls, because of the trips to the line, the delays in the game. And you got to think that takes a toll on the mentality of the players here, too.
For sure. This is a mental game. Trying to find your rhythm, trying to get good shots. Every time down the court, you've got a hand on you. Lucchesi in rhythm after shooting some free throws. Barden battling, but Wingerink ends up with the ball and calls a timeout. A great play by Wingerink. And this will be a 30-second timeout. So we'll stay here, Paul Willard, during the 30-second timeout. Tell me a little bit about what's going on and what these two teams are going to talk about in the locker rooms at halftime.
Well, you got to wonder if, for Coach Mitch especially, and the Flying Dutchman here, they're at their best when they are flying on offense, pun intended here, right? They're at their best when they're pushing the pace, when they're working the ball up the court fast, they're selling the dribble drives, and they're getting open look shots from 3, open look shots from the mid-range area. That's when they're at their best. Albion, though, when they're at their best is when they are pressuring high on defense and when they are boxing things in for Hope down in the paint. And they've done just that, and they've taken Hope out of their rhythm. So I would expect Mitch is going to want to change things up a little bit, push the pace, and Jody May is probably going to say, hey, keep doing what we're doing because we are holding Hope on their home court to only a 2.
Oh, and Wagar
Wow.
with the three-pointer and then stares down Truman King and gets called for the taunt on the stare down, and that's a technical foul. And this game is back and forth intensity.
I will tell you.
And
Coach Mitch is absolutely livid right now with the technical foul here, arguing with the referee.
Yes. This is the liveliest the crowd has been. People are arguing. Now, if Coach Mitch watches back the replay, Wagar did turn into the player and looked back at him.
I think Coach Mitch is arguing that he just turned to the bleachers there. Wagar, again, I need to start a career as a professional lip reader here because I saw Ben Wagar say as he was coming back to the bench, I didn't say anything, all I said was boom.
Right.
And that's probably exactly what Ben Wagar said.
But these refs at this point know that the game is tense, and they're trying to keep this thing under control because it could get out of control at this point. And so both teams are going to have to get their composure here a little bit. That was not called a foul as Roberts went up. Dykhouse kind of kept his arms down, forced the bad shot. Now the game is getting physical here. And Truman King is called for the foul on Wiggering, and Wiggering will head to the line. What's interesting about that was that Wagar finally created a little bit of space. It was 35-30 on that play. Like it has just been grinded out, 2 points, 3 points, and finally Hope hit its third 3 of the half. They were 2 of 14 before that. Now they're 3 of 15, and so.
Not great three-point percentage. That's not exactly what you want to see in this game, especially for the amount of for the amount of threes that they've taken. A lot of them, like we talked about earlier, they've been online, they've been high percentage shots, but it feels like they were just rushing them a little bit too much.
That's right.
Meanwhile, Albion here from three-point land shooting just 20%. 33%, having only attempted 3 3-pointers in the game so far.
Wiggering almost gets called for the foul, but Lucchesi takes to the rim with the left hand.
Strong play from Lucchesi.
And he's kind of picked up his scoring in the last couple of minutes. He has 6 points here. 3 players with 2 fouls for Albion as there's 35 seconds left in the half. Hope up by 4. They're trying to get that ball into Gabe Quillen, but A.J. Barton is just locking him down. Warman tries to penetrate. He finds Dykhouse from the corner. Oh, and that is long. Wiggering comes up with a ball. Quillen goes up for the dunk, and Barton will be called for the foul. That'll be his first of the half, as Quillen was looking to throw that one down on the putback dunk.
Yeah.
But Barton will come away with the foul.
For as physical as A.J. Barton has been and for as in the paint as he has been, I am shocked that that's his first foul.
Well, I looked up the board. That's why I hesitated on that call.
Yeah.
Oh, now Hope is hitting their free throws, and unbelievably, that is now 16 of 21 from the free throw line in the first half. And that will be 17 of 22 as Coach May calls a timeout to get Albion back in striking distance here with 18.6 seconds left here in the half. 30 seconds here, and we're going to stay here just because of the time.
Sure.
What do you think Coach May is going to try and draw up here?
Well, I'm not entirely sure. I just want to point out that there have been, in the first half alone, between the two teams, 38 free throws attempted. And that's, you better believe that at least half of those have not been from in the act of shooting.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
3 technicals so far.
Yep.
No, 4 technicals. A double technical.
A double technical.
A technical on Rhodes and then a technical on Wagar.
Yep.
And technically there could be more fouls called because of the jawing, and this is just it. This is MIAA play as Albion looks to get the ball in. Dykehouse with the full court 1v1 pressure. 16 seconds on the clock. Roberts looking to run the play. Lucchesi comes off the screen. He's guarded by Robert Nocek, and he jumper off the bank. The bank is open. They're calling a delay of game on Black as they hit the ball after the ball went through the hoop. And we've got a sub coming in for Albion. Number 12, Lamar Lee, comes in for Cam Mays, and that is to save him from foul trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, and now Decker comes in as this little chess match between coaches is going on.
I would look for Decker to spring for a logo 3 if we're being honest here.
Yeah.
Quick movement up the court from Warman, looking for Decker to spring for a 3 here.
Yeah, Warman brings it up. 1 second. The jumper, and it goes just short. What a half of basketball we have. 39-35 in this quarterfinal. You're going to want to stick around. This is a good game. I'm Matt Margarone. This is Paul Willard from the Hope Broadcasting Network. Paul Willard, what do you have to say?
Hey, well, in a game with, 38, 39 free throws attempted, 4 technical fouls in the first half alone, we're looking at the truest form of a slugfest here.
That's right.
And I would expect, like we talked about, I think that Coach Mitch is going to want to make some adjustments at halftime, talking about Hope's speed and their intensity on the offensive end. I think Coach May for Albion is going to come into halftime and say, look, we're holding Hope here to a 4-point lead on their home court in the MIAA playoffs. We need to keep this up, but we've got to increase our offensive production. They only attempted 3 3-pointers in that first half. That's not going to do it against the Flying Dutchman, especially if they start clicking. So I would expect Albion to start to bring the intensity from the offensive end. We know they can play intense offense or intense defense. We need to see Albion intense on the offensive end in the second half.
So we're going to head to a break as you got to watch some of the highlights. You saw physical plays and technicals just in those highlights. So you're going to want to stick around, go to the bathroom, get some good chips and dip, and then join us for the second half on this Tuesday night in February.
You're passionate and determined to make a difference. You have goals, new ideas, and are ready to build a life of purpose. At Albion, we create an environment where you're encouraged to put your ideas into action. A place where you'll feel a true sense of belonging and begin a lifetime of leadership. At Albion, 91% of our graduates are in jobs, graduate school, or volunteer service within 6 months of graduation. And our graduate earnings are the highest among Michigan's small colleges. With our nationally renowned institutes and centers, more than 50 majors, 100 plus clubs and organizations, and 24 varsity sports, Albion is the place to boldly create your future. Start creating with courage today at albion.edu.
In our popular mythology, revolutions happen in Silicon Valley, right? But no, the revolution happened here.
I think we are starting a revolution. It's coming from a very strong sense of who we are.
It's immediately creating a multi-generational community.
There's something magical happens when you shift from being a payer to being a giver.
Hope Forward has 58 students, I think, today-ish. You know, when we started in '94, we had 47. It's doable. What they're trying to do is doable. Getting people to believe early on is the hardest part.
It has given people a sense of belonging to a cause greater than themselves.
This can happen. This is possible, and we need each of you to be brand ambassadors for this initiative.
We're all aware of the crisis in American education. There are other crises as well that I think are linked to it. The second is the crisis facing our young people, the mental health crisis. And the third crisis is the crisis in our church. And when I look at what is happening here at this school, in this community, I see it as not just addressing the first of those crises, but all three of them.
The students are incredible, and the idea is incredible. Why not 30 years from now, this is the norm?
I've said this a million times, but who better than a place called Hope to run toward things that to the world look hopeless?
You're passionate and determined to make a difference. You have goals, new ideas, and are ready to build a life of purpose. At Albion, we create an environment where you're encouraged to put your ideas into action. A place where you'll feel a true sense of belonging and begin a lifetime of leadership. At Albion, 91% of our graduates are in jobs, graduate school, or volunteer service within 6 months of graduation. And our graduate earnings are the highest among Michigan's small colleges. With our nationally renowned institutes and centers, more than 50 majors, 100 plus clubs and organizations, and 24 varsity sports, Albion is the place to boldly create your future. Start creating with courage today at albion.edu.
Over the last several years, the museum has acquired a substantial collection of artworks made by artists from the Yoruba ethnic group in Nigeria. And when Anne Heath mentioned to me that she was thinking about teaching a seminar on African art, I thought it would be a great opportunity to get her and her students involved in researching our collection and figuring out a way to exhibit it.
We work with the Kreising Art Museum to help the director curate shows, exhibitions that he has on his schedule, and do the primary source research for him. And that will then turn out to be the labels, the wall text, the catalogs for the works in the show.
This class offers an opportunity for experiential learning at the highest level. The discipline of art history is basically the study of artworks that allows us to build up an understanding of individual artists. Then from the understanding of individual artists, we build up an understanding of different schools and movements, and then from the understanding of those different schools and movements, we build up an understanding of entire historical periods.
I don't think I've ever done anything like this before. It was definitely eye-opening and super challenging. It's a lot harder because we're not finding books that give us the answers to our questions. We're now looking at people who have already analyzed the work. It's kind of like we're analyzing it ourselves, but also through the lens and perspective of the artists themselves and other artists at that time.
It's been difficult, but it's also been really rewarding. So like when you do find something, it's like finding finding the real gold amongst the fool's gold, and like actually like getting the thing you need. And it's so much more rewarding than being like, well, of course, like I have this book. But yeah, I've had to like take like some like different approaches, like definitely like researching deeper and like learning like don't give up. Like you're gonna have to like try a lot harder
They're an opportunity for students to really put their skills into action by doing research that's often primary source research. That means nobody has done it before. And so they have to learn that kind of detective skills on how do you go out and find information that isn't readily available. So they have to be creative in their thinking. They have to have a lot of initiative. They have to be nimble. And they certainly have to work together.
This is interesting because it's like working as a team. So even though I'm writing my own paper on like Duli Ladipo and like Nigerian contemporary theater, I'm still like checking in with my classmates, and sometimes like we find stuff like, oh, like I found this JSTOR article, or I found this on ArtNet, and like swapping. So it's interesting being part of like a research community.
Even if they don't go into the arts as a career, these kinds of experiences, project management, follow-through, collaboration, initiative, self-teaching, these are all the kinds of experiences that are going to hold them in good stead, whether they pursue a career in the arts or if they take opportunities outside of the arts. These kinds of, the kind of work they do in our department is completely relevant and helpful in lots of different career paths and vocations.
This is definitely not a typical undergrad art history course. This is much closer to graduate school work, or even to the kind of professional work that's done in museums and commercial art galleries. I've been a museum curator and director for more than 25 years now, and I've been involved over the course of my career in hiring dozens of people for jobs in museums, and the number one criteria is always whether they've done museum work before. And this course has given students that kind of background.
You're passionate and determined to make a difference. You have goals, new ideas, and are ready to build a life of purpose. At Albion, we create an environment where you're encouraged to put your ideas into action. A place where you'll feel a true sense of belonging and begin a lifetime of leadership. At Albion, 91% of our graduates are in jobs, graduate school, or volunteer service within 6 months of graduation. And our graduate earnings are the highest among Michigan small colleges. With our nationally renowned institutes and centers, more than 50 majors, 100 plus clubs and organizations, and 24 varsity sports, Albion is the place to boldly create your future. Start creating with courage today at albion.edu.
In our popular mythology, revolutions happen in Silicon Valley, right? But no, the revolution happened here.
I think we are starting a revolution. It's coming from a very strong sense of who we are.
It's immediately creating a multi-generational community.
There's something magical happens when you shift from being a payer to being a giver.
Hope Forward has 58 students, I think, today-ish. You know, when we started in '94, we had 47. It's doable. What they're trying to do is doable. Getting people to believe early on is the hardest part.
It has given people a sense of belonging to a cause greater than themselves.
This can happen. This is possible, and we need each of you to be brand ambassadors for this initiative.
We're all aware of the crisis in American education. There are other crises as well that I think are linked to it. The second is the crisis facing our young people, the mental health crisis. And the third crisis is the crisis in our church. And when I look at what is happening here at this school, in this community, I see it as not just addressing the first of those crises, but all three of them.
The students are incredible, and the idea is incredible. Why not 30 years from now, this is the norm?
I've said this a million times, but who better than a place called Hope to run toward things that to the world look hopeless?
Welcome back. to DeVos Fieldhouse and the campus of Hope College in Holland, Michigan for this MIAA quarterfinal between the Hope College Flying Dutchman, the number 3 seed, and the 6 seed Albion College Britons in a physical, foul-filled game.
Yeah, boy.
Paul Willard.
I will tell you what, looking at the stat sheet right now, we kind of knew what it was going to tell us when we went into halftime from the first half here. 16 fouls committed by Albion in the first half, 12 fouls committed in the first half by Hope, 4 technical fouls with 2 of them on Rhodes for Albion, resulting in his ejection from the game. The other 2, one on TJ McKenzie from Hope and one on Ben Wagar from Hope. And the referees exacting their control pretty much once the technical fouls started flowing.
That's right.
It got a little more physical. Albion started bumping, Hope started bumping around, and the ref stepped in and said, hey guys, to your corners, both of you.
That's right.
We need to settle this game down here. But I'll tell you where the real key for me has been, Hope has been shooting almost 80% from the free throw line in this first half. Albion shooting just 50% from the free throw line. And when you've got 2 teams putting together a total of 32 fouls, and one of your teams is shooting 50%, the other one is shooting 80%, you don't have to be a math wizard to figure out which one might walk away with the victory if those numbers keep up.
Hotly contested game, 39-35. We'll have to watch out for players in foul trouble in the second half. Another thing to look at the stats, Paul Willard, is Hope is shooting just 3 of 17 from the 3-point line, and Albion College, 33%, actually shooting a higher percentage, but has only shot 3 threes.
That's right.
In the first half. So we're going to head to some highlights heading into here in just a second as we get ready for the second half.
Marcus Werman with the pretty layup there. I remember that play coming down the court here.
Yeah, physical play. No
AJ
foul
Barton
called on
with
that.
throwing the
This
bows.
is the technical foul as Wagar turns and stares down Childers.
Yeah.
And we head into the second half here in this MIAA quarterfinal. The winner will head to Trine University and play the second-seeded Calvin University Knights. Albion will start with the ball. Cam Mays, who found himself with 2 early fouls, will inbound the ball to Dwayne Ray, who will take it here at half court. AJ Barton played a phenomenal first half, nearly throws that ball away. Albion running the offense here. Mays, a great player. Little shimmy to the elbow jumper. Finds its way down the hole.
That's a pretty fadeaway jumper there from the man wearing the 23 jersey in the black and purple for Albion.
Marcus Warman at the top of the key. Clayton Dykehouse with a nice little ball fake. Hope running its offense. Gabe Quillen, the big man, stepping out for 3, but Tanner Wigerink gets the rebound. Hope has been great on the offensive rebounds with 11 in the first half.
Wow.
To Albion only having 2. Hovey with the sweet-looking stroke.
Parker Hovey, a rare 3-point shot. You know, he doesn't shoot it from beyond the arc very often. And from what we've seen this season, he likes to get down low, likes to play in the paint quite a bit, take a little, 9-10 footer shots. But Hovey draining that one, nothing but net.
Yes. Childers comes off the screen. That ball finds its way to Barton on the wing. Mays taking Wigerink off the dribble. Another step back jumper with 1 on the shot clock. Quillen brings down the rebound, and Dykehouse is off to the races. Quillen at the top of the key. As you hear Hope College cheerleaders in the background. Gabe Quillen double teamed, doesn't get it away quick enough. Ray gets his hand in there And with 10 seconds left on the shot clock, Hope will inbound the ball.
One of the interesting things I saw happening on that last trip down the court, Gabe Quillen staying really high on the perimeter here. You know, we talked before about how Hope's bigs can get it done at multiple areas of the floor. Some of them are as quick and agile as a shooting guard, but they can also get down in the paint and really put some muscle in down low. So I'd be curious to see if Gabe and Tanner continue to exchange on that. You know, one of them staying high, one of them staying down low here, and really trying to get one of them more involved in the perimeter.
Gabe Quillen now is doubled again. He waits for that double to go away. Good patience. A second double comes. Wigrink with a great drive and puts it off the backboard with the finish.
Wigrink just
for a big
muscling.
Man.
Yeah.
That is a phenomenal footwork and a soft touch at the rim.
Yeah.
Hope extends its lead to 7 here in the second half, and we only have 1 foul with 2.5 minutes gone here. Dykhouse comes out in the transition, lefty pass. Oh, and almost. Hubby kind of hung and pirouette spun in the air there.
Yeah, I feel like this crowd would have gone crazy if that ball would have fallen. You know, that you and I both saw it because it was happening right in front of us. Parker Hovey calling with the offhand, and Dykhouse just seeing that passing lane on a beautiful bounce pass to Hovey as he was cutting strong to the lane. Almost got that one to fall.
Hope has extended its lead here to 7, the largest lead of the game so far at 44-37. Hovey looks to finish the second of 2 free throws. Does not finish, and Barden comes down with the rebound. You know, Dwayne Ray picks up 2 early fouls, and so they bring in Roberts, who had a great first half. He comes up limping a little bit as Warman takes the steal. Nice little crossover. Finds it to Quillen, and Hope will reset the offense. Quillen has found himself on the perimeter a little bit more here early on in the second half as Barden was guarding him. Clayton Dykhouse with the nice handles.
Oh, Quillen. Wow.
Oh, froze Barden on that. And the old school three-point play, that is the most space he's had all half, Paul Willard.
Yes, it is.
And we will head to break here as Hope extends the lead 46-37. We'll go to our sponsors.
It's no secret. The best way to learn about Hope College is to spend time on our campus. The Hope admissions team invites you to a personalized visit experience you won't forget. Located in downtown Holland, Michigan, our historic campus is close to shopping and dining and just 10 minutes from Lake Michigan. We invite you to check out our campus tour options or sign up for an online tour with the Hope admissions office. There's never been a better time to see Hope College. Visit us at hope.edu/admissions.
As we come back here out of the timeout, Paul Willard.
Yes, sir.
How has Hope been able to extend this lead and kind of break away from Albion early in the second half?
Well, I think that, you know, one of the things that Hope has done really well is that they've sped up their offense a little bit more. We talked about that at the break. We talked about how Hope was playing a little bit sluggish, trying a little bit too hard to put every basket into the bucket and taking some low percentage shots, even though they were good looking shots, pretty low percentage ones. But now Hope is biding their time, but they're playing with quickness, they're playing with pace, and they're trying to put this Albion defense on their heels as much as possible and wear them down from a speed standpoint, it seems, because we know that Hope all season, Hope is best when their offense is moving fast.
Warman gets a tip on the ball. It almost looked like it came off of Jalen Flanagan's hand, and that's what Marcus Warman was calling for, but Albion will retain possession here. Hope now playing tough defense on the inbound, and Mays will take it with pace at Wiggerink. Wiggerink gets called for the foul, gets his feet caught up underneath him, and Mays, they are going to call 2. He will head to the free throw line. They called that on the drive as he was looking to go up. In some ways that could have been called a block, but they're going to give him 2. And it almost feels like, Paul Willard, we're at like a little breaking point in this game. Either Hope's going to pull away or Albion's going to be able to hang tight with Hope. Because Hope is starting to put a little pressure on Albion.
These next 2 possessions down the court here, it's going to be crucial for Hope to get buckets on both of them. I know that sounds like the obvious thing to say, but in order to have Hope keep up that momentum, and in order for them to stay strong on the offensive end and quick on the offensive end, they need buckets on these next couple trips down the floor here, and they need good buckets.
Quillen,
not like that one,
gets challenged at the rim by Barden with an incredible defensive play. He popped out on the guard and then came back for that defensive rebound. That was just phenomenal play by Albion's defense. Mays, who Albion definitely missed in the first half, finds Childers on the 3, a rare 3 for Albion, and finds off the back rim. Warman with pace finds Wiggerink, who does a nice little spin move, and Flanagan here will get called for the foul as Wiggerink gets bailed out a little bit. He looks a little out of control on that play. But now we are going to head in an 8-point game to a media timeout here, Paul Willard, and we'll hear again from our sponsors, and you're going to want to stick around.
In a Hope Forward model, every student who comes through the doors of Hope College would have their tuition 100% covered.
And we're back here at DeVos Fieldhouse. Hope College has a 47-39 lead as Tanner Wiggerink will head to the free throw line. The foul was called on Jalen Flanagan. Turned his ankle a little bit in the first half. One of the things that we were talking about during halftime, Paul Willard, was that these two teams, this is their second game against each other in 3 days. And as you see often when teams compete against each other again and again, it just got almost like watching the NBA playoffs. The games get more physical. The guys know each other better. The matchups kind of become important. And they get under each other's skin a little bit as well.
You throw every familiar scouting report out the window, especially when it's tournament time, and especially when it's the MIAA tournament, when every team who's in the tournament can hang with the best of them. You know, as we saw, any team that has sat at the top of the division this year, whether it be Trine or Calvin, Hope sniffed it there for a little bit. Any of those teams can be beaten on any single night, and especially when it comes to when you're transitioning into tournament play and you're trying to make that bid for the NCAA tournament. I mean, it is, like we've said a couple of times, it's win or go home. And Albion is going to hang around for as long as they can, down 10 in this game with 15 minutes and 23 seconds left.
Yeah, a great play by Nate Childers, patient in the lane, He hits the second of 2 and keeps the lead at 9 here. And don't look now, we already have 6 fouls here in the first 4 minutes and 37 seconds, as Albion has 4. Nearly a little over halfway to the bonus.
Par for the course, really, for this game, Mr. Margarone, in a game that saw 32 total fouls in the first half alone. I'm not surprised that we already have 6 with just 5.5 minutes gone.
Gabe Quillen finds Warman, and he kind of stumbles a little bit, and that will be called properly as a travel.
Looked like he got his feet caught under him a little bit as he was trying to cut through the lane there, and unable to take a dribble as he was running through. Just a little stutter step too much while he was carrying the ball.
Credit Albion's defense again for getting Hope a little bit out of rhythm. Ethan Woolery, the freshman from New Boston, Michigan, into the game for the first time in the second half. Childers with a nice little ball fake again. He comes up with a jumper, and that ball stays in bounds, and Warman comes down with the rebound. That ball is tipped by Albion, and Hope, with 25 seconds left on the shot clock, will take the ball out on the sideline. Justice Mims into the game. In the first half, Mims shot 1 for 4 and 1 for 3 from the three-point line. And he comes in after 8 minutes in the first half. Warman back the top of the key. Quillen has played all of the second half, and Warman just kind of glides to the basket, and the seas parted for him.
Really, Warman getting to the basket untouched there for the easy left-handed layup.
McKenzie plays tough defense, goes up strong, gets the block, and makes sure not to say anything afterwards.
That's exactly right.
Mims looking, probing, shooting a jumper, and hitting.
Yeah, and this is kind of this apex point here where it can swing either way. If Albion comes down right now and tries to get an offensive scheme going here, it could really set the tone for the rest of the game. If Hope wants to, and that's not going to help Albion at all. A travel call there, and now you can feel this home DeVos crowd getting into it here a little bit. Albion feeling a little rattled here maybe as this second half is wearing on, and Albion desperately needing a point on that trip down the floor, just unable to do it, and the unfortunate travel call there. We'll see what Hope does with their offense and see if they can keep it churning here.
Yeah, Albion's game has been defense so far, and offense has not been as easy to come by. Oh, a nice little step through by Tanner Wiggering. Wow. And as Hope puts a 15-point lead now here with 13 minutes left, it feels like it's bigger than that right now, because Albion has just had a hard time finding that ball in the bottom of the bucket. Oh, and a foul called. There, a little
be on Jalen Flanagan.
Frustration foul.
I could hear that slap all the way over here, even with my headphones on, Mr. Margarone. That one.
Clayton
Did I hear that right? Was that Flanagan's 5th? Did he foul out?
Well, we'll have to look that up here.
Yeah, I'm going to look that up right now.
Dykehouse finds Quillen at the three-point line. McKenzie out on the wing. Hope moving the ball side to side early on in the second half. And despite the double and triple team, Wiggering goes up for a little hook shot and misses. And Albion comes down with the rebound. Hope shot just 9 of 32 in the first half, but has shot a little bit better in the second half as they have extended their lead to 15. Dwayne Ray with a step back 3. That's off the side rim, and McKenzie goes up high to bring it down.
Flanagan going to the bench with 4 personal fouls right now.
Mims in the corner with a little ball fake. Oh, a nice up and under That ball almost rolled in.
Yeah, I thought that one was going to fall for Mims too. Really, though, I mean, Albion's defense just collapsed around Justice Mims there.
Truman King with an incredible pass, and Albion has been unable, taking a little bit more threes in the second half, to find the stroke, and that one is off as Gabe Quillen goes up high.
Yeah,
for the rebound.
Albion not taking all but 3 3-pointers in the first half, they really started to chuck it up from beyond the arc in the past couple of minutes here. You got to wonder if that's part of their game plan to claw back into this game as they find themselves down 15 right now.
Yeah, and interesting now because Hope College, you got to credit their defense. As Tanner Wiggering hits the three, and Hope goes up 58-40. And don't look now in a 39-35 half.
Wow.
Hope starts out the second half on a 19-5 run. 11:09 here, and we're under the 12-minute mark. But we will not go to media. No, we will go to a media timeout. Hope with an 18-point lead in the crowd here, and DeVos is coming alive kind of for the first time.
Yeah.
So we'll head to commercial here and stay with us.
It's no secret. The best way to learn about Hope College is to spend time on our campus. The Hope admissions team invites you to a personalized visit experience you won't forget. Located in downtown Holland, Michigan, our historic campus is close to shopping and dining and just 10 minutes from Lake Michigan. We invite you to check out our campus tour options or sign up for an online tour with the Hope admissions office. There's never been a better time to see Hope College. Visit us at hope.edu/admissions.
Stylings of Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Hey, like we talked about last week on Valentine's Day, as long as you got your suit and tie, you're feeling all right.
That's right. The people who pick the soundtrack, and I don't know who it is.
I'll tell you what.
I got to find out that information here.
Yeah, we're going to use some of our insider information here because they are just playing hit after hit after hit this evening here, and they did it the same thing last week on Valentine's Day when we had that doubleheader.
Part of the gift of being a part of the MIAA is the incredible staffs at these schools, both at Hope College and Albion. A great place to play college basketball. Cam Mays back into the game. A little bit of a slide on that play.
Yeah, crowd definitely wanted to foul there, as you could hear the moaning and groaning.
That's right.
Come out.
TJ McKenzie shot 0 for 3 from 3 in the first half. That ball was halfway down and out as Barden comes down. And we'll have to look at Barden's rebounds numbers because he has been a monster on the board. Dykehouse gets beat, almost gets called for a foul. Dwayne Ray goes up, still playing hard, and scores the layup. Decker at the logo.
Barden with 8 rebounds so far in this game, 7 defensive rebounds.
And he's been a presence with 8 and 8, looking for the double-double. Hope College led with 17 points by Tanner Wiggering at this point. Oh, and Clayton Dykehouse looked like almost an in-between shot and pass on that one.
Yeah, Clay's going to want that one back for sure. It didn't look good on the release either. So, it looked like Clay maybe got just a little bit ahead of himself as he was trying to make a move too quickly, found himself with open space, and then just put it up a little awkwardly there. Parker Hovey with the excellent defensive hustle there. You know, Albion's got to find a way to claw back into this game. Shooting from three-point land wasn't getting it done for them a couple minutes ago. I'm curious to see if they try to go back to that. They've had a couple of plays recently where they've done a really good job of driving into the lane and creating some open space there. So I'm really curious to see if Albion tries to pursue that some more, because they're going to want to get themselves back into this game here.
But Barden for three misses with the lefty. Again comes up empty, and Hope brings down the defensive rebound. So one and done on that end. And Clayton Dykehouse for three. That ball's in and out. And Devin Cheney gets called for a push-off on the rebound, even though he comes down with the ball. Hope will find its way with their third foul of the half. At this point, Parker Hovey is the only Hope player with foul trouble, as he finds himself with 3. For Albion, Dwayne Ray has 4 fouls. Number 14, Lucchesi, has 2. And Cam Mays has been stuck at that 2-foul mark for most of the game here.
Yeah, A.J. Barden still with just 1 foul in this game. You know, for his physical, again, surprised when A.J. Barden's first foul came, because he plays so physical. He plays so dominant in the paint. You know, you got to figure that there's going to be a foul called at some point in time. But A.J. Barden with a clean game so far. 1 foul, 8 points, 8 rebounds. Just an excellent all-around effort.
Wow, with the block, Devin Cheney
Speaking of effort,
down Dwayne Ray. And 5 on 4 as Decker looks to find Cheney down low to reward him, and Albion gets its hand in the passing lane. Nice little behind the back dribble by Mays, and Hovey with the block and puts it off of Cam Mays. An incredible defensive effort, and Hope will
What a high IQ play from Parker Hovey. Is he a freshman?
We may have said that before.
He doesn't play like it.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Yeah, just great basketball IQ from Hovey there. Not only to block the shot, but then to also play that ball off of Mays, off of the end line there for Hope basketball, coming the other way here.
Oh, Mims, and don't look now.
Yeah.
A.J. Barden gets called for the reach, kind of moving his feet, and Mims gets the foul drawn, and now we are 1 foul away from the bonus here. So Hope will take it out on the sideline, but the next one, I feel Hope will be shooting free throws.
Yeah, I feel like at this time in the first half, one of the teams was already in the double bonus.
That's right.
With about 8 minutes left in the contest.
A little bit cleaner second half, still physical, still a good game, but I think Hope pulling away kind of at that moment that we talked about has kind of created a different level of energy in this game. Decker with the little jab step as the shot clock went down, and Quillen challenges, but again, Barden comes down. 3-on-1 break. Decker with great defense, but then and one by Lamar Lee.
Wow.
Just kind of hung in the air there, Paul Willard.
The hoop, the hang, and the harm, as they say.
Wow.
I don't know who says that. I say that.
That was a good call.
Thank you.
I liked it.
Yeah. Old-fashioned three-point play now for Lamar Lee.
Oh, hits the front end of the rim as Hovey comes down with the rebound. How many rebounds for Hovey is that at this point? Filling up. Hovey just has such a consistent game. He can step out to the 3-point line. He's a physical player. He can rebound, handle the ball, run the offense. Yeah. Just kind of
that's 7 total rebounds for Hovey.
Yeah, 7 rebounds for Hovey as Decker, the transfer for Kalamazoo, with his second 3 of the game, and a wonderful pass as Barden catches the ball and finishes.
A.J. Barden with the lefty layup. Just the catch and the finish there, and the court vision to see that long pass there. Just an excellent play from Albion.
The amount of athleticism to be able to catch that ball and put that up in such little space is just phenomenal. Decker finds Warman on the wing. Warman with a nice little stop and jump shot there as Mays drives in, and now Hope
I'll tell you what,
has given up a couple layups in a row here in
right.
transition.
We talked about, you know, one of the things that I said was working for Albion was that drive into the paint and finding those open lanes. And that's exactly what they've been going back to here, as we're looking at a 30-second timeout, I believe. Okay. And then with the media timeout, now it's going to be a full, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to head to a break here now for a 30-second timeout and a media timeout, which results in a full timeout. So we'll be back with you in just a minute.
In a Hope Forward model, every student who comes through the doors of Hope College would have their tuition 100% covered.
Welcome back to DeVos Fieldhouse. Albion College with a little run here to cut the lead to 13, 61-48, 6:41 left here in the half. 24 seconds left on the shot clock as Hope looks to inbound. Decker hit a three recently down the court. Hovey out at the perimeter, finds Warman. Nice little cut through by Hovey. And Warman will kind of reset the offense here. Decker around the screen. Great looking shot off the front of the rim, and Hope gets the offensive rebound, but Albion hustles, pokes that ball away, and Dwayne Ray comes down. Oh, Lamar Lee steps into a three, bounces twice off the rim.
Wow, great looking in rhythm shot for Lamar Lee there. That looked good from here. I think Albion's players wanted a hand in the rim type of situation there as Quillen went up to go get it and may have touched it while the ball was still around the cylinder, but the ref says nothing doing.
Warman takes Ray off the dribble, penetrates and kicks. Decker unable to collect that ball cleanly and kind of takes a fadeaway three as the shot clock fadeaway right in front of the three-point line as the shot clock wound down. Mays putting the pressure on the double team. Kicks back and Mays shoots a three. Ooh. And that one is down, and we are at a 10-point lead.
Wow.
With 5:22. Albion not going away, Paul Willard.
Albion hanging in this game. A lot of that has been due to their dribble drive down into the paint, finding those open scoring lanes. But also, you know, they haven't shot great from three, but when they've needed to make them to bring themselves back into this contest, Albion has made some key threes. Looks like we got a push here now as Wiegerink was going up for the ball on the inlet pass. It's going to be a foul on Nate Childers. Yeah. We got Clayton Dykehouse checking back into the game now for Josh Decker.
Wiegerink will head to the line. Just under 5 minutes left to play. Wiegerink looks to add to his 17 points and 7 rebounds. Hits the first of two, and he has shot well from the free throw line so far tonight. Just been phenomenal. He's found himself there a lot. Hits the second of
shooting
two.
Almost 90% from the free throw line tonight.
Yeah. And
Gabe Quillen shooting 100% from the free throw line for the Flying Dutch. Marcus Werman at 100%. And a rarity, Clayton Dykehouse shooting at 50% from the charity stripe, as he usually has a much higher percentage than that.
Mays puts the pressure on Wiegerink. Wiegerink moving his feet gets called for the block. It was nearly a charge, but he did not get set.
Yeah.
And Mays finishes at the rim and will head to the line for the old school and one and look to cut this lead to 9. Paul, they missed his offense in the first half as he found himself in foul trouble.
Absolutely
but Coach
right.
Jody May with a great call to save him for this second half, and he's been phenomenal driving to the basket.
Yeah, Cam Mays with 12 points, I believe leading all Albion scorers right now. A.J. Barden close behind with 10. But Cam Mays just getting it done in this contest. And, you know, 2 early fouls for Mays, like you mentioned. He has been able to stay out of foul trouble in this contest here for the entirety of the second half, which is saying a lot considering how many fouls have happened in this contest.
Absolutely. Parker Hovey heads to the line as Lamar Lee picks up his second foul, and it's a 10-point lead here. Misses the second. Childress comes down with the ball. Dwayne Ray has been stuck at 4 fouls for a while, but his presence both on the defensive end and running the point for Albion has been key. Barden catches the ball at the elbow, drives hard, and again gets fouled and puts it in. And Albion has cut the lead to 8, and Hope's really tough defense has given up a lot of layups here in the last few minutes and also been called for the foul.
That's been Albion's go-to move this entire second half, is those cuts into the lane, trying to find the open drives, and Barden sinks that one. Wow. Now for a total of 13 points for him.
And without much time coming off the clock, Paul Willard.
That's right.
Still 4:07.
Exactly right.
It's a 7-point game. Just a few minutes ago, it was 18 points. So Albion has hung in there. And you never know what could happen in an MIAA game. And it could have been called a travel on that play as Warman slipped a little.
Yeah,
but
Warman looked like he got pushed or slipped from behind a little bit. And it looks like now we are at our last media time out here. So we're going to step away now for a minute. We'll be back with you on the Hope College Basketball Network.
You're passionate and determined to make a difference. You have goals, new ideas, and are ready to build a life of purpose. At Albion, we create an environment where you're encouraged to put your ideas into action. A place where you'll feel a true sense of belonging and begin a lifetime of leadership. At Albion, 91% of our graduates are in jobs, graduate school, or volunteer service within 6 months of graduation. And our graduate earnings are the highest among Michigan's small colleges. With our nationally renowned institutes and centers, more than 50 majors, 100+ clubs and organizations, and 24 varsity sports, Albion is the place to boldly create your future. Start creating with courage today at albion.edu.
Here we are back at DeVos Fieldhouse. My name is Paul Willard alongside Matt Margarone. Mr. Margarone, Hope coming out with pace at the start of this second half, and they have slowed down on the offensive end here. Tell me what you've seen and how Albion has been able to claw their way back into this contest.
Yeah, Albion has on the defensive end just really gotten a lot more physical, picks up a couple more fouls, but it's slowed down the game for Hope's offense. They've gotten out of rhythm. And then on the offensive end, Albion, Cam Mays has just been putting the pressure on Hope College, and he hits a 3-pointer And the net on one end is kind of hanging. They're pointing at the net saying they've got to get it to come down. But Albion has cut the lead to 64-60.
Wow.
And you have got to credit the offensive prowess and the 15 points from Cam Mays. In rhythm from three as he has found himself at the free throw line. Now Clayton Dykehouse on the wing, taking on Dwayne Ray. He has 4 fouls. Marcus Warman, guarded by Nate Childers. Attacks, that ball gets poked away, doubled. Dykehouse at the buzzer of the shot clock. Wiggering comes down with the offensive rebound, and they get a new 20.
Key offensive rebound there for Wiegering. Finding themselves among the bigs down low, skying for that board and hanging on to it for dear life. We're ticking down here. Hope only with a 4-point lead.
Dykehouse for 3 as the shot clock won down.
Wow, that's a big time play from the 5th-year senior.
Unbelievable shot to break the pressure and tension. Wiggering gets called for the foul, and Barden will head to the line.
You don't have to be a lip reader to hear what Greg Mitchell said there to understand.
I think you could hear that in both of our microphones.
That's exactly right.
And I think he was just kindly asking the question, I'm curious what's going on.
Yes, sir, can you help me out? Can you help me understand what that was?
And I think what happened is that Barden and Wiegering kind of bumped each other. They were both coming across.
Yeah.
And they both kind of did that head back soccer type of reaction.
Hey.
And Barden earned the foul and finds himself at the free throw line. Oh, Hovey with the one-handed rebound.
Wow. Falling to the ground, Parker Hovey smart enough to release it so that he doesn't get called for the travel, but Hovey hooking that ball one-handed, like you said, Matt. Just an unbelievable play from the true freshman.
15 seconds on the shot clock as Hope is content to take as much time as they can in this 7-point game. Albion's clawed its way back into this game through their defense. Dykehouse with a second 3 in a row and builds that lead back up to 10, and that's why you have a 5th-year senior who has all the experience in the world for these type of moments.
You can start to feel this DeVos Fieldhouse crowd really come alive.
Oh, Lamar Lee gets stuffed by Hovey.
Wow. What a game so far for Parker Hovey. And really for Hope as well. Starting to pull away here. You can start to feel it in the atmosphere. Albion really playing tough defense here, though, not wanting Hope to get a bucket on this trip down the floor.
Dykehouse with the heat check, and that with 4 seconds left on the shot clock, if he hit that one, NBA Jam announcers would have said, he's on fire.
That's exactly right. Yeah, Coach Mitch very unhappy with Clay on that one as he shot that one from his hometown in Zeeland, Michigan here.
That's
We're
right.
going to take a timeout. We're going to kick it to our sponsors here really quick,
30
and we'll be
seconds.
back with you.
Back to DeVos Fieldhouse in this MIAA quarterfinal, 1:10 left. Albion has the ball. The Hope College Flying Dutchman led by 4 at half in a very physical and tough game, 39-35. They built an 18-point lead. Albion cut it to 4, and Hope, off of 2 Clayton Dykehouse threes, has built the lead to 10. Dwayne Ray dribbles down, and Marcus Warman gets caught with his hand in there.
Yeah.
And not a smart play, really, as it stops the clock and puts Albion at the free throw line. And this is an interesting thing to watch here now, as Coach Mitchell is calling out for Hope to be ready for the press break. And there have been moments this season where Hope, late in games, has been tested and put under pressure, and it will be interesting to watch and see how Hope handles these moments.
I would expect Albion here too on the inbounds play to go with a full court press, try to get Hope out of their rhythm. It worked, I believe, when Hope played UW Whitewater.
Yep.
You know, Hope had a 6 or 7 point lead with
here we go,
just a few seconds left, and again, full court press here from Albion. Not surprised to see that. Dykehouse looking to break it as he gets across the timeline barely.
A great play by Dykehouse. Now Albion looks to bring the double and the trap, and Warman and Dykehouse are dribbling out of it, and Warman looks to get hit hard almost in the hip side, but he'll head to the free throw line in this 8-point game.
Marcus Warman looked like I always am curious about what shoes the guys are wearing on the court now. Looks like Marcus Warman's wearing the Jaws, the Ja Morants. If I'm not mistaken, a lot of guys on the Albion squad, it looks like, wearing the Giannis Antetokounmpo Freak 5 or Freak 4s.
Wow.
If I'm not mistaken here.
You got strong shoe game.
I do. I am not a sneakerhead by any stretch of the imagination, but I know some Jaws and I know some Giannis's when I see them.
And Warman wearing those Jaws. 44 seconds left. Now Hope does a little full court pressure. Just taking some seconds off the clock. 10 seconds left. Quillen guarding Mays on the step back, and he puts that in. 34 seconds left. 72-65, and Coach May is going to call a timeout. We're actually going to stay right here during the timeout. 72-65, 34.7 seconds left. We're going to put some second half highlights on for you. We're also going to look at some of the free throw numbers as Paul Willard pulls those up for me, as Hope has shot, it looks like 35 free throws in this game. Albion has shot 26. And the difference in the amount of free throws made is 11 points.
Yes.
And so this game, at this point, Paul Willard has been won or lost at the free throw line.
That's exactly what we talked about when we came back from the break, right? Hope shooting almost 80% from free throw line in the first half. Albion only shooting 50%. That has really carried through here, with Albion still only shooting 57, almost 58% from the free throw line, and Hope shooting 74, mid-range 74% from the free throw line. And really, in a game where there were 32 fouls in the first half, there's been a ton of fouls in this half. You've got Hope shooting 35 fouls, or 35 free throws, Albion shooting 26 free throws. That's a tremendous amount of time at the charity stripe, and really this game is going to be won pretty much by who has the higher percentage, I think.
Also at the rebounding, Hope is out rebounding Albion 45-30 as Hope looks to inbounds in the short corner. The double team and a smart timeout very quickly by the Hope College Flying Dutchman. We will head to break here.
30-second timeout.
In a 30-second timeout. We'll be back in a second. So we're back at DeVos Fieldhouse, 32.5 seconds left, a 7-point game. Albion has 0 timeouts left. Hope has 1. Albion's pressure is creating Hope needing to call a timeout on that last full court press as Warman got doubled in that short corner. And Wigerink looks to throw that ball in. He finds Dykhouse, who gets double teamed, but Wigerink, nice little bounce pass as Mays.
Dangerous bounce pass. I wasn't sure if that one had enough speed on it to get to Marcus, but it eventually made its way across the timeline. Lucky, Tanner Wigerink is lucky to not have that ball stolen on that bounce pass there.
Warman will head to the free throw line again. He hits another free throw, as that is his 7th free throw. He is 6 of 7 at this point.
Yeah, for a total of 12 points Marcus Warman has, looking to make it 13 here. And he does just that as Hope pulls away with a 74-65 lead. Albion's going to look to run it here really quick, probably try to spring for a 3.
Barden with the lefty 3, and Hovey.
That's going to be 5 on Parker Hovey.
Hovey fouls out of the game on a contested 3 and gets caught under A.J. Barden with 20.9 seconds left. Hovey is trying to stay in the game, but that is his 5th, and he's got to leave this game. And he's going to get a great ovation from the crowd, as he has literally done everything tonight.
Parker Hovey with 9 rebounds, 9 points, getting it done on all ends of the floor. From the
some
defensive,
blocks,
some blocks in there,
steals, assists. Fill in the stat sheet as Barden hits the front of the rim. Barden has had a phenomenal game tonight too, with 13 points at this point. Makes the 2nd. And rebounds, Barden looks to have 9. So just toying with a double-double. Misses the 3rd free throw, just hits 1 of 3. And again, we were talking about it earlier, Paul Willard. The difference is Warman hits 2 on one end, and on the other end, Barden, who's had a phenomenal game, just goes 1 of 3. And when you leave 2 points on the board this late in the game in a close game, that's hard to overcome.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Dykhouse.
Clayton Dykhouse just not himself from the free throw line tonight, having a tough time. A career of right around 80-some-odd%. I believe in the mid 80% from the free throw line, just not having any sort of luck tonight here, I believe, as he is like 4 for 7 now.
Hits the 2nd of 2. It's a 9-point lead. Hope puts a double team in on Mays as they're trying to, and that pressure leads to a turnover as Barden dribbles it off his foot. 13 seconds left. Albion is going to play to the last whistle. Wigerink calls a timeout here, and that'll be the last timeout for Hope College, and that's a full timeout, and we'll head to break.
You're passionate and determined to make a difference. You have goals, new ideas, and are ready to build a life of purpose. At Albion, we create an environment where you're encouraged to put your ideas into action. A place where you'll feel a true sense of belonging and begin a lifetime of leadership. At Albion, 91% of our graduates are in jobs, graduate school, or volunteer service within 6 months of graduation. And our graduate earnings are the highest among Michigan's small colleges. With our nationally renowned institutes and centers, more than 50 majors, 100-plus clubs and organizations, and 24 varsity sports, Albion is the place to boldly create your future. Start creating with courage today at albion.edu.
Back at DeVos Fieldhouse in this MIAA quarterfinal, the winner of this game will look to play Calvin University at Trine on Friday night. Hope looking to inbound the ball. Albion playing to the final whistle, but down 9 points. 13 seconds left. Barden reached across the line and touched the ball while Wigerink was out of bounds.
Oh.
And so the refs are talking this through. Not sure if it's going to be called a foul or the second delay of game. It is a technical foul as Wigerink was throwing the ball in and Barden reached over the line and touched the ball.
Yeah.
And so that'll be the 5th technical foul of the game. And Warman was...
I don't think I've ever been to a Hope game or any sort of MIAA game where I've seen, I think maybe 1 technical foul, let alone 5 in this contest.
That is Hope's 40th free throw of the game.
That's wild.
Albion has shot 29 free throws. It's just a one-shot free throw, or one-shot technical free throw. Warman will come out on the break, and he will dribble out this clock, and Hope will look to play Calvin University. Credit both teams in a very tough, hard-fought game.
Yeah.
2 great coaches, 2 great teams. Hope's going to come away with a 76-66 win in this grind-out marathon of a game.
Just an incredible effort from the Britons here, not ever going away. Hope was never really able to put the game away either, but credit to Albion, credit to Hope for really just sticking in this contest here, making the most of this quarterfinal matchup, because we had a fantastic one here at DeVos Fieldhouse, Mr. Margarone. I mean, just the way that Albion kept hanging in there, taking Hope out of their game and just doing a phenomenal job at both ends of the floor, disrupting Hope's offense while then finding their own offensive rhythm to get things going for them. And just a phenomenal game from both squads. Talk to me about what you saw here.
Yeah, there were 11 lead changes and 9 ties in the early going of the game as both teams looked to break free. 7-7, 9-9, 20-20. We entered the half at 35-39 in a very physical, technical-filled first half. Hope came out on a run early in the second half and had the energy, got an offensive rhythm. Albion clawed back to get within 4 and showed an immense amount of discipline and fortitude and the character of what it's like to play basketball at Albion College. And Clayton Dykehouse, in the biggest moments for the 5th-year senior in a 64-60 game, hits 2 clutch 3-pointers, puts Hope up by 10, and that was the game.
Yep, absolutely right. A phenomenal quarterfinal here in the MIAA. You can't ask for better MIAA basketball than this. The rest of the contest, though, for the MIAA tournament go down to Angola, Indiana.
That's right.
Where the Trine Thunder play hosts. But you're going to want to stick around here for the next couple of days because we've got some women's basketball here hosted by the Hope College Flying Dutch this Friday and Saturday as Hope hosts the women's side of the MIAA tournament here.
But that'll be our last MIAA league game from DeVos Fieldhouse. It's been a joy this season on the Hope Broadcasting Network with my man, my partner, Jason Statham lookalike, Paul Willard. So thank you for a great night together. Thank you for the booth for doing a great job. We will see you later from Hope Broadcasting Network. Hope with the W.